You are not lazy. Your prefrontal cortex is just paralyzed by the hundreds of invisible decisions you made this morning.
The myth of laziness. You are not lazy. Your prefrontal cortex is just paralyzed by the hundreds of invisible decisions you made this morning. From what to wear to what to eat, to which email to answer first. By the time you sit down to do the real work, your brain's battery is already flashing red. We live in a society that glorifies willpower, telling us that if we just push harder, we will succeed. But neuroscience tells a completely different story. Burnout isn't a character flaw or a lack of drive. It is a structural failure of how we manage our daily cognitive load. Welcome to the truth about decision fatigue, the prefrontal limit. Think of your prefrontal cortex, the logical, decision-making part of your brain, as a high-performance sports car. It is incredibly powerful, capable of complex problem-solving, creativity, and deep analytical thought, but it has a tiny gas tank. Every single choice you make, no matter how trivial, consumes a drop of that premium fuel. Willpower is not an infinite resource you can summon on command. It is a biological function tightly linked to your neural capacity. When you force this part of your brain to handle every minor detail of your life, you are practically begging for structural burnout. You run out of gas before you even hit the highway. The danger of fatigue. This constant drain leads directly to decision fatigue. Have you ever noticed that your worst choices, whether it is doom scrolling on social media, snapping at a loved one, or eating junk food, usually happen in the evening? That is not a coincidence. As your cognitive reserves deplete throughout the day, your brain actively looks for the path of least resistance. It stops analyzing and starts reacting. You are not losing your discipline. Your brain is simply going into survival mode, shutting down high-level cognitive functions to conserve whatever little energy is left. Blaming yourself for this biological reality only adds guilt to the exhaustion. The basal ganglia. But what if you did not have to rely on willpower at all? Deep within the center of your brain lies a highly efficient, almost magical structure called the basal ganglia. Unlike the prefrontal cortex, the basal ganglia operates on autopilot. It is the part of your brain responsible for habit formation, pattern recognition, and automatic behaviors. Think about driving a car on a familiar route. You often arrive at your destination without remembering the journey. That is your basal ganglia doing the heavy lifting. It consumes very little energy and never gets tired. The secret to overcoming burnout is not strengthening your willpower, but shifting the workload to this powerhouse, automating the trivial. To unlock this potential, you must become a ruthlessly efficient architect of your own routines. You need to automate the trivial so you can save your cognitive fuel for the essential. This means making decisions once and never thinking about them again. Prepare your meals in advance. Lay out your clothes the night before. Schedule your workouts as non-negotiable calendar blocks. These might seem like tiny productivity hacks, but they are actually profound neurobiological strategies. By transforming these daily choices into hardwired habits, you completely remove the friction that slowly drains your mental energy day after day. Building neural systems. Building these systems requires a brief period of intense cognitive effort, but the return on investment is monumental. Start small. Pick one chaotic part of your morning and standardize it. Write down a checklist if you have to. During the first few weeks, your prefrontal cortex will still be engaged as you learn the new pattern. But soon, neuroplasticity works its magic. The neural pathways connecting to your basal ganglia thicken and strengthen. What used to require immense motivation suddenly happens automatically. You wake up and your body just knows what to do, bypassing the internal debate entirely. You are no longer managing your life, you are living it. The freedom of structure. Many people resist routines because they fear losing their freedom or spontaneity. But the exact opposite is true. Structure does not kill freedom. It creates it. When you are constantly bogged down by decision fatigue, you have no energy left for true creativity or spontaneous joy. By offloading the mundane tasks to your basal ganglia, you clear the canvas of your mind. You will find yourself with a massive surplus of mental clarity and emotional bandwidth at the end of the day. You will finally have the energy to read that book, start that side project, or simply be fully present with your loved ones without feeling drained. Conclusion and call to action. So, the next time you feel that crushing weight of exhaustion, stop blaming yourself for being lazy. Stop trying to muscle your way through burnout with sheer willpower. Step back and honestly look at your environment. Where are you bleeding cognitive energy? What invisible decisions are paralyzing you right now? Take back control by designing your life's architecture. Automate the mundane, trust your basal ganglia, and protect your prefrontal cortex fiercely. Your energy is your most valuable asset, and it is time you started treating it like one. Let the systems do the work so you can do the living. The inspirations are yours. Subscribe, like, and watch all the video in this channel.